Welcome to the Journey Line podcast, where we hear the stories of athletes, leaders, and change makers, exploring the highs, the lows, and the defining moments that shape who they are today. I'm your host, Matthew Gibson, founder of Connecting the Dots, an initiative helping athletes unlock their potential both in and out of sport. On each episode, our guests share their journey line, a map of their story that highlights the challenges they faced, the lessons they learned, and the resilience that's carried them forward. This show is powered by Stillwave, a mental health and wellness platform created by athletes, for athletes, and for anyone striving for wellness. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow so you don't miss a single conversation. All right, welcome to the Journey Line podcast. Today we welcome former NFL cornerback Mike Jordan, a Missouri native who made his mark on professional football through sheer determination after going undrafted out of Division II Missouri Western State 2016. Jordan parlayed a tenacious work ethic into multiple stints with the Los Angeles Rams, the Cleveland Browns, and the New York Giants. He transferred those same skills that made him great on the field and is applying them to business as a full-time entrepreneur. I'm excited for you all to hear this conversation. Please welcome Mike Jordan to the Journey Line podcast. Welcome.
Glad to be here, man. That was a nice intro. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir, man. You got to give brothers their flowers, right? They can still smell them, man. So
hey, appreciate you.
Yes, sir. So before we get going, I did a little bit of research on you.
Okay.
So sometimes you got to do your research on people. But I was looking at your stats from when you graduated your last season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Balled out.
Went crazy.
You went crazy there. You were first team all conference.
Yep.
Division II All-American, multiple lists of All-American. First team, I'll say that too. You had a career high 5 interceptions. Was that in the game?
No. That was just that season. I had 5 that season.
I was about to say that's wild. But now you finished with 16 interceptions, which was in your career.
Yep.
And you led Division II that year with 22 passes defended.
Yep.
My man was balling that season.
Yeah.
It was that last season. You had something to prove.
I knew what was over my head. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was giving it everything.
Absolutely, man. You had a vision, and I'm sure we'll be able to unpack that a little more as we go into this this episode, man. But one thing that I always like to start off the podcast with is I ask our guests, what is your journey line? And so that's a creative way of asking, like, who are you and what was your journey to get you to this point? So giving people a high-level overview, tell them about your journey line, who you are, and how you got to where you are today.
Okay, I would say a highlight overview of my journey line is really, I would say, just kind of elevating from being just a football player into really finding out who I was under the helmet. And that's been a process, and it's still an ongoing process. I'll be honest and transparent, but I have a better understanding now than I did when I was playing.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. So let's just go and hop into it. So that's I think the journey that every athlete, especially football guys, like once you take off that helmet for that last time, it's like, who am I and what do I do? But it all started somewhere. So like for you, first and foremost, we're not even gonna bypass it. Your name is Michael Jordan. Okay.
All right. You gotta hit that. You gotta hit that.
That's it. We're gonna start off there. You know what I mean? Your name is Michael Jordan. So like, did you ever feel the pressure of that name growing up?
No, I didn't necessarily feel no pressure. Like, I just heard the little corny jokes and stuff like that, but I never felt no pressure. Like, I was just, doing me, gonna carve out my own lane. And so I didn't really feel the pressure.
So did you go by Michael or did you go by Mike growing up?
No, I just always went by Mike. One, because I just think Michael just sounds kind of like corny and it sounds kind of lame. Like, so I just call me Mike or Mike J. Like, everybody call me Mike J or MJ.
I got you. So is your people's big Chicago Bulls fans?
Right. Man, so true story. My mom, she didn't really name me. Like, my oldest brother named me, and it was automatically gonna last name be Jordan. So, he just went with Michael. So he was a Bulls fan. So we just went with it.
Shout out to Big Brother. He gets the name credit. And I think that's something though. I mean, like coming from a Division II school to the NFL is no small feat, right? I
Right.
think right now there's currently 39 Division II NFL players on an active roster, right? And so it's probably
Mm,
thousands. So it's like only 39. So that kind of gives you the percentage of like that's not easy thing to do,
yeah.
right? Especially
Right.
coming as an undrafted free agent. But the thing about you is like, yeah, you you lived up to your, I guess, your name in that regard. You lived up to
Yeah.
that, and but you also made a name for yourself. And so, like coming out of St. Louis, how old were you when you started football? What got you to your football journey?
Yeah, so what got me into football, man, is I always enjoyed watching it when I was younger, but I didn't really care to like play it, I guess.
Mm,
And me and my older brother, he's a year and a half older than me or something like that. That's my best friend, and we younger back in the day. And I remember he told my mom, like, hey, mom, I want to try out for the football team.
mm.
And he was in seventh grade. I was in fifth grade. So he went to go try out for the football team. And I'm like, I just don't want to be at the crib by myself. So
Yeah,
I'm like, I'll go too. Like, I'm just sitting on, on the side, like literally just sitting on a tree. I remember like it was yesterday, and I'm just chilling
yeah,
and just watching practice. And the head coach, he like, hey man, you want to try out? And I'm like, all right, like I'll try out. Like they a little older, but it
yeah,
is what it is. Let's see what's coming about. So I got out there and I was cool. Like, I was good. We had always played in the backyard and played in the
yeah,
neighborhood, and I had always knew I could be good, but I never really cared to play. So
yeah,
um, yeah, I got out there to practice and was handling business, and fast forward, I end up starting, and I'm going against these seventh graders. I didn't really even produce much, but
yeah,
just being out there with the guys and winning, like we were so good. So I'm like, this is fire.
yeah,
So now at this point, I'm developing and I'm, ahead because now I'm in, going into after my fifth grade year, now I'm in sixth grade and I'm still playing up. So
mm,
now, I'm ahead in that regard. So now I'm really just like, okay, this is cake now. Like,
yeah,
because I played against bigger guys where I was
yeah,
actually scared. Like, you feel
yeah,
me? Like these some big dudes. They talking about the seventh grade dance. I'm talking about fifth grade elementary stuff,
yeah.
But yeah, so that was just, just a kind of quick introduction into really how I got going with football.
Yeah, I get that. And so, yeah, playing up against older talent it's always gonna make you better,
For
especially
sure.
when it's so by the time you start playing with your real competition,
Yeah.
it's night and day. And then, I think the other thing is it's so underrated. St. Louis got so many ballers out there.
Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky.
Yeah,
For
it's like
sure.
you'll be surprised when you start talking to folks like, oh, they play in the league, and then it's like, oh,
Yep.
where you from? St. Louis. I'm from St.
Yep.
Louis. I'm from the Lou. And it's just
Yep.
to
On
me,
the
it
loop.
blows my mind. I'm just like, wow, it's
Yep.
so many. It's like, what's in the water out there? You know what I mean?
Oh, I don't know. It's so funny you said that because just Saturday I was looking at the Texas A&M game, and this kid was snapping, and then I'm like,
Yeah,
where is he? And I look it up. He from St. Louis, and I didn't know Jeremiah Love from St. Louis. I'm like, this is crazy. You know what I
It's
mean? But I think it's just one. I think the talent is really starting to be recognized, and
yeah,
two, I think it's an athletic thing. St. Louis, like you do everything. We don't just have football. Like you're
mm,
gonna go from football to basketball. Texas, they're gonna be football all day.
yeah,
Florida, they're gonna be football. But somewhere like that in the middle of the map, nah, we really, when it get cold, all right, everybody, we going to hoop. You know what I mean? So that's just how we kind of
yeah.
change up.
For sure, I get that. So like, so I guess like then from there, playing football, middle school. Let's talk about high school. All right, you get to high school. It was football easy for you? Was you dominating, or was it kind of this slow process for you to get better?
That's a really good question. I was not dominant. Like I played on the freshman team. I played on the
Yeah,
JV team. Like I I was not dominant, but I just enjoyed working hard. So
yeah,
that was really how I was going to try to win. Like I wasn't the fastest, I wasn't the strongest, but I showed up to work and I look forward to the things that people hate. I look forward to
Mm,
practice. I look forward to workouts. I didn't miss
mm,
7-on-7s. Like I didn't miss nothing because I just
mm.
enjoyed it. I'm
Yeah,
just trying to get better. And that's really the process part of it. It's just like,
yeah,
nah, like I'm actually not that good right now, but I'm just gonna keep getting better.
yeah. No, I get that. So I can relate to it. That process of like when so I started playing football my freshman year of high school. That was my first year ever playing. I
Late
stepped out.
bloomer.
Yeah, very late bloomer, and then
Yeah.
so like I was kind of like clumsy too. I won't even hold you. I was a big. Honestly, I was 5'7" my freshman year, but then I grew to 6'2" my sophomore year. And
Dang.
so like I hit a mean growth spurt,
Yeah.
gained like 25 pounds. And so I just didn't really know what to do with my body. So it took me to like probably my senior year of high school to really catch up and like
Mm,
understand how to move in my body. But the process, like when you said, I was kind of like, I would say I was addicted to just getting better.
for
If I
sure.
wasn't in the weight room, I was
Yep.
running after practice, I was doing something to try to get better. And then it's like in that process, you don't even really realize how good you are because
Yep.
you kind of only see yourself from the lens of like other people being better than you.
For sure.
But over time, it kind of shows. But like, so like for you in high school, did you ever have that moment where it clicked and it was like, yeah, nah, I'm like that? Or was it, how talk to me, I guess, about like your recruiting process your senior year and how that went for
Okay.
you.
So we were really good in high school.
Yeah,
So my team was good. So I was just like, I was like honored to be a part of that. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like I wasn't
yeah,
like, I'm a sophomore. It's like, okay, I don't think I deserve to be starting, but I'm just gonna show up and work. And when my time comes, I'm gonna keep this thing going. So really coming to my junior year, I didn't even really play much my junior year. I had one
yeah.
touchdown, didn't play corner at all. And then
Mm,
senior year, I'm getting a little recruitment stuff, starting to fall in, nothing crazy, some Division 2, 1 AA, but I didn't have the grades. So
okay.
I had a good season, like all state corner, I think, and receiver, like really, really had a good one. And then the recruitment stuff, started to come.
Yeah,
But again, it was like either JUCO, it wasn't like it is now. Like,
yeah,
it was like either you're gonna go JUCO or D2. And I had already had a relationship with the school because of my brother went there too.
okay.
So, and I had did the visit, so they was like families. So it was like if I'm going D2, I'm going right here. I'm going to Missouri Western. So
Yeah.
that's just really, that's what it was in that regard.
No, I get that. So like hindsight. So first and foremost, you didn't play cornerback until what your
And
senior year?
yeah, it's the same year.
Dang, so
Yeah.
you was playing running back? What
No,
was
I
you
was just
playing?
playing receiver. Just
You was
playing
playing wide
receiver.
receiver. That's how it works, right?
That's how it works. And it's so transferable though, because
Yeah,
my mind automatically flipped to, okay, I'm just doing the same thing backwards. I just want the ball. Like I don't
yeah,
really care about the other stuff. I just want the football.
yeah. No, that's clutch. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that, I mean, for you, it worked out well that you was able to make that connection of like, I'm just doing the
Yeah,
same thing backwards. For some, that probably would have messed up everything.
for
Trying to
sure.
run backwards. It's hard playing corner. It's probably one of the toughest positions on the
Agreed.
field. So when you talked about like your, like I guess your grades and things like that coming out of high school, was that, just kind of just like being young and one of those things and just not really understanding the grasp of like
Mhm.
how important that was for you?
Yeah, I just really I just did just enough. And when
Okay.
it
All
comes
right.
to school, I've always been like that. Like it just wasn't interesting to me. Like, so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do just enough to play football. And
Yeah.
what happens is that reflects on test scores. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it was, one of those things. That's why I, tell my young boys like, hey, really lock in on the school.
Yeah.
That'll take you far.
Yeah. It'll make the recruiting a lot easier for
For
you.
sure. For
It'll
sure.
open a lot more doors when you got the grades to
Man.
get there. So, all right, I really want to lock in on this Missouri Western because, like I said, anytime I hear D2 stories
Yeah.
about guys who made it from a Division 2 school, and you had a career, you played for multiple teams. So my
Yeah.
thing about it is that, like I said, people don't know how hard that is, but also people don't really know the lifestyle of Division 2. It is night and day
For
from
sure.
your Division 1 programs, and so like Missouri, you said Missouri Western.
Yep.
Missouri Western State. Tell me what was like, where is Missouri Western State? What was that like in
Oh,
general?
yeah, no, it's in St. Joseph, Missouri. St. Joseph, Missouri, and that's about 45 minutes from Kansas City. That's how
Okay.
everybody recognizes it because about 45 minutes from Kansas City. And at the time, the big sale was, okay, we getting this indoor facility, it's
Mhm.
gonna be the biggest one, and which the Chiefs paid for because that's where they had a summer camp.
Okay.
So the Chiefs paid for it, and by the time I got there, the indoor facility was up and rocking. It was beautiful, so
Yeah.
you can kind of get your work all year round. And yeah, so it's not a big school at all. It's in the middle of nowhere a little bit, but it was just enough. I
Yeah.
always say, like, going to some of these bigger schools, I don't know if I would have made it out of there, because
Yeah.
the party and all that, like,
Yeah.
we ain't really had that.
Yeah, it's a lot of distractions at the bigger school to kind
A
of
lot.
get you off course, especially if you're young and just want, having
Exactly.
fun. So,
You hanging
so
out.
like the D2 kind of help you lock. You still have your fun at a Division 2 school, but
Yeah.
like you just lock in on a different way, especially when you probably see peers that might be at the Division 1 level, and you like, man, I want to you, or you have that dream of like, I want to make
Yeah.
it to the league. So I realized when I was playing at Wingate,
Mhm.
two things. One was not everybody wanted to go to the league. That's the
Right.
first thing I realized. Some dudes was just really just out there playing.
Yeah, yeah, for
And I
sure.
was just like, that used to confuse me. I'm like, why aren't you trying to make it to the league? But that wasn't everybody's
Right.
situation. And the second thing about it is just that like there is like, I think the starters are where that you have a lot of talent, but after the starter level, it kind of drops.
Oh, yep.
So for you, what like did you always know you wanted to play in the league? And then also what helped you to like lock in for real?
That's a good question. Yeah, so I would say when I got to Missouri Western, my freshman year really kind of turned it on for me when I really
Mhm.
got out there because we was a good team, a nationally ranked team, and
Yeah.
um I hit a switch. Once I'm like, hold on, like
Mhm.
I'm actually doing what I'm supposed to do out here. And like, I'm growing. So now I'm 6'1",
Yeah.
190. So now I got the physical. So now again, now I'm hitting this process of where like I'm addicted to getting better. Like I want to go against
Mhm.
the best every single day. And it wasn't even 100% like, okay, it's league, but it was a thought because one of my closest homeboys, he was, I'm seeing him go through the process. I'm seeing scouts come. I'm like, hold on. And I got the same kind of pedigree. Like,
Yeah.
let's get to it. So
Yeah.
that really flipped the switch, seeing him and like, oh no, I know I can be one of them. So let's really turn it on and just put everything in it. So, and I'll deal with the results at the end.
Yeah. No, I get that. And so like let's go ahead and just you fast forward to your senior year.
Yep.
I'm sure that off season you really trained your hardest and you just
Yep.
kind of had it in your mind. This is it, right? So like
Yep.
yeah, do you have a specific moment or a game that stands out to you in your senior year that like you're like, nah, I am I'm going to the league.
I would say my senior year, we against our rivals. I don't know if you heard Northwest Missouri.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
okay, good. Yeah. So they was always good. And we had one of our safeties went down, so I got moved to safety. And
Okay.
you know, we had kind of played around with it a little bit, but I wasn't nothing stable.
Yeah.
So I did that and I ended up getting a pick. So I'm
Mm,
like, okay, like now this is gonna look great
yeah.
because I'm playing multi-positional, got film at both. So now it's like, yeah, I'm really one of them. And after that, it became like I went into my senior year, like I gotta go crazy, but in the same time, in the back of your mind, you like, man, I can't get hurt. You know what I'm
For sure.
saying? So it's like I was just really playing efficient. I would say that
Yeah.
playing efficient, not trying to be wild and throw my body around and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like I'm
You're
like,
being smart about how you play the football
yeah,
game.
bro, it's so
Yeah.
hard to be, because it's a reckless
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, it
So
is.
I'm like, all right, let's play hard, but play smart too. Like I
Right.
ain't standing around no piles. I don't want nothing catastrophic to happen.
Yeah, no, I guess at that point you kind of already saw the vision. Were you talking to NFL scouts at all, like during this time?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was
Okay,
scouts was coming. I was
okay,
on the board.
yeah,
At this time, I'm getting hit by agents. We setting up meetings and dinners. So I'm like, okay, like I know what's going on now. So
yeah,
the more I talk to them, the more it's like, yeah, this is gonna be a reality. So
yeah,
I'm like, I ain't gonna be, trying to do no wild stuff at practice or you feel me? I graduated from that.
Right. Nah, I get that. It's being smart though, because you
For
recognize it
sure.
with your body. And then like in the position that you play, some people might not know this, but for most football cornerbacks, anybody on the defense, you constantly like are making
Mhm.
some type of physical contact. And
For
then,
sure.
sometimes cornerbacks get the rep that y'all don't like physicality.
For sure. We can pick and choose, bro. That's the thing
Yeah,
about corner. You can pick and choose how much contact you want. It's up to
exactly.
you.
Exactly. Nah, and I think what I think is unique too when we think about the Division II experience, right? So
Yep.
like you talk to scouts and things like that throughout your college experience. Me, I played offensive line. And
Okay.
so for me, I never talked to one NFL scout until I got finished playing.
Wow.
So it's ain't that crazy? So it wasn't until do you remember the regional combine? Like they used to
Uh-huh.
have it. So I
Yep.
went to a regional combine in Baltimore, and that's when I first talked to like my first NFL scout. Like, and
Mm,
so it's just crazy how like, it's one of those things. There's like they say at D2s they will find you if you can play, they
yep.
will find you. And so it's
Yep.
just like they didn't find me till after I finished playing. So it's like, all right, well,
Days a little late.
right, but it just is what it is, and this is kind of like I said, it's always interesting to hear these different stories for guys who
Yep.
come from these smaller schools, man. And so, like, I think what people really want to know is like, and I'm fascinated. I want you to talk about your journey once you got finished playing in college, and just take us to that journey to get into the league and what that was like for you coming out of a D2 school.
Okay. So once I would say like the last snap of my collegiate career, it's funny, I felt like this sense of relief because
Mm,
I did what I came here to do. Got all these All-Americans, and I set myself up for the next level.
yeah,
Um, I knew what was coming with that, and what was coming with that was really it was more work. So now I've enjoyed this. Now it's time to take a couple weeks off max and really get back to it. I at that point I think I had already accepted a invite to the East West Shrine game, which
okay,
that was on my goal list. Like, I
yeah,
had seen other guys, oh, this corner, he did this, so he made it, blah, blah, blah. You kind of compare yourself a little bit.
yeah,
And so the Shrine, that was a big one. I was able to go down there and had a decent practice week. I was still I was still slept on, because
yeah,
everybody in that class on my defensive backfield, like I played longer than them, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
at practice, I was barely getting reps. Like the game was trash, all that. But it didn't, like I was so like unbelievably locked in. And what I would say, maybe delusional in a sense that I'm just working. Like I don't really
yeah,
see left or right. We just got work to do.
yeah,
And so now I'm just kind of, prepping after the game. I was hoping to get a combine invite. I didn't. And looking back on it, man, everything works out how it's supposed to.
yeah.
Because I would have ran a terrible 40 there at the combine. I would have ran a terrible 40. And who knows where that would have put me. My
Yeah,
ball skills and everything was my strength, which coming from
yeah,
receiver, like it was the same thing. But 40 time, I knew I was gonna be a mid 4.5 kind of guy. And
yeah,
anything better than that, I would have got drafted. But who cares? I was
yeah.
just playing ball.
No, I get that. So when you were going against like Division I guys for the first time, I
Mhm.
imagine, did you feel like any I don't know, did you have any doubts or what was that like?
Nah. So once we got out to practice, like, of course you think that because you just don't know. They
Yeah,
on TVs every Saturday, but you just don't know. And I get out here and I'm going and I'm like, oh no, like I'm really one of the guys. Like, it
yeah,
ain't like I don't
yeah,
I'm not, I'm blending in, so you got to blend in before you can stand out. I truly
yeah,
believe that. So playing against what you would consider as a upper level of competition, like I really felt good about how I was standing.
yeah. No, it is a good feeling. It gives you affirmation, like, oh,
For
okay,
sure.
I'm on my way. It's
Yeah,
like, all
like
right,
I'm good.
I'm supposed to be here, right?
Yeah.
And so I guess like going into the league, so like you didn't get drafted,
Yep.
but you got signed with the Rams as an undrafted free agent, right?
Yep.
Talk to me, I guess. Like, yeah, I guess in that next phase, because that's where it really that's when the real challenge begins.
Yeah.
You know?
Um, Hold on, just to go back to college a little bit.
Okay.
I played against John Brown. He ended up having a long career with the Cardinals and Buffalo, and
Yeah.
I got a chance to play against him twice. Junior year, he taught me a lesson. He taught me a
Okay.
lesson, and then senior year, we had his senior year, we had a good battle. So much respect to him. I ain't want to make it seem like I ain't play against nobody because
Yeah, no, no, I
you know
get
how
that.
it is. Definitely some dogs on D2.
Absolutely.
But going into the draft process, I knew, after talking to the Rams scouts and some other teams where, who really had their eye on me, who was just talking, and it really was coming out to like the Rams, the 49ers, and the Panthers. And
Yeah.
the Rams called me heading into the sixth round, like, hey, I'm just letting you know it's between you
Mm,
and another guy for this last pick of the sixth.
mm,
It was a receiver, and he's actually still a good friend of mine. And
yeah.
the sixth round went, and then they chose the receiver. I'm like, but your ego want to get drafted, but
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, but no worries though. Soon as the draft ended, I got on the phone with them. Hey, let's do it. I really wasn't because at that point it ain't really about a dollar amount because it's just
Yeah.
about where you can go and potentially get seen.
Yeah.
So end up signing with them, flew out there the next day, and yeah, the real journey began at that point.
Yeah, the real journey begins. It's like it's one thing to make it, and that's probably like everybody's excited. You've probably
Yep,
got 1,000 text messages.
yep,
Congratulations! Everybody
yep,
coming out the woodworks to say that's my guy, and it's like I haven't
yep.
talked to you in like 10 years. I don't even know you like that, but
Yeah.
thanks. Um, but yeah, so you make it to the league, and like you said, that's where the real journey begins. And then coming from a Division II school, you constantly are overlooked, right? So you have
Hmm.
to almost feels like you have to work twice as hard to make a
For
name,
sure.
blend in so that you can stand out. You know, you know, in your journey in the league, I would love to hear how that was for you and like what your mentality was each day.
Okay. So, and it's funny, I get chills talking about this.
Yeah,
Going out there, I knew I still had the same mindset. Like, I'm just about to outwork it. I know where I'm coming from. I know who I am. Like, I'm just about to kill them with the hard work and let's see where the dice roll.
yeah,
And as far as my mindset, again, I'm coming from a dominant Division II career, dominant.
yeah.
So I get out here, like let's just say past the rookie mini camp until OTAs, and I'm going against Tavon Austin,
Mm,
Brian Quick, some
mhm.
really good receivers.
Yeah.
And I still got this in my mindset, like, damn, bro, like you can't be getting beat. And that was looking back on it, that was the wrong approach because it
Mm,
kind of took my mental and my confidence down
mm,
instead of realizing like,
mm,
damn, this is a $40 million receiver.
mhm.
Shit happens every once in a while. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like line
yeah,
back up and play again. And
yeah,
I just couldn't get with that early on. It's like, but why you let them beat you? Like,
yeah,
and so I was battling those, and
mm,
those battles keep you up at night.
yeah,
Like, damn, I'm about to get cut because of this, da 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 da. So I'm in my head so much
yeah,
that I'm not really understanding the whole trajectory of the situation. Like I'm just kind of like, nah, like he shouldn't have beat you.
yeah.
So that was one of the first hurdles. Like I really had to kind of understand, like, you good, like just relax and play your game.
Yeah, that positive self-talk can be hard, man. I mean, I think it's like that because you get to see a different level of the game too at that point because it's a business, and you
Yep.
like are you getting beat can almost feel like showing up consecutively late to a
Facts.
job, and now it's
Hmm.
like, hey, sir, you're fired.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, you know, offensive lineman could get hurt, and then they might need to bring in an offensive lineman, and you might be
Hmm.
the last person there's like, hey, you're doing great for us, but we need an offensive lineman.
Yep.
So that's the unfortunate part about just the business of the game. So that is add to like the anxiety that you might feel. But just like, continuing to talk to yourself in the right way is important because that will
Yeah.
keep your confidence up. So like to you ended up signing to the practice squad with the Rams, correct?
Yep. Yep.
And then you got to on the active roster with them as well.
Yep. Um, Oh, my bad. Were you done?
No, no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I always tell people like when I tell my story,
Yeah.
everything was perfectly in alignment with how it was supposed to be. And
Mm,
I say that because, of course, I felt like I was so close to making a 53, like the active, coming
yeah.
out, but essentially I wasn't ready, you know.
Yeah.
So I get to the point I'm at about week 10 or 9, and um, at this point you hit that what they call the rookie wall,
Yeah.
and I hit it. I'm like, bro, I'm tired. All I do is practice. Like, you feel me? Like, I'm like, bro, I'm so over this. And I'm constantly trying to have these positive self, like, stay with it, Mike,
Yeah.
keep taking care of, like, I was big on taking care of my body like a starter. I'm in the
Mhm.
tubs, I'm stretching, I'm getting, uh, all the treatment that I need. And somebody goes down week 10. All right, cool. Mike, you up, you active. I'm
Yeah.
I'm geeked. Like, let's go. Like I'm ready for this moment. So still, you active, but you still back there on the depth chart.
Yeah.
So it went from all right, you active, next game, first quarter, guy gets hurt his quad. So now I'm going from active to big time minutes.
Yeah.
And this is the Super Bowl winning Patriots,
Mm.
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So, he
Dope.
see you, bro, he finding you. Oh, yeah, we got a rook just checked in. Yeah, he checking every time. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but I played well. Like I said, I was physically ready, mentally, I knew everything. Like, let's go. So I ended up finished with like 7 tackles and 2 PBUs. So
Yeah.
really handle business, bro. And so now next week now I'm starting. So I went from literally practice reps to, you ain't even practicing with them, the people you was practicing, but
Yeah.
now you with the starters, like this is
Yeah.
nuts. And that week was the Falcons.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan, that team that they played each other in the Super Bowl. So I
Yeah.
got them back to back. And again, played well, So I'm feeling good, but my ego ain't out the window yet. And so it was kind of some ebbs and flows as the season went on and how I finished up, again after that when against Russell Wilson and
Yeah.
the Seahawks. So it was just I went through a little gauntlet, but I didn't play bad. And
Yeah.
what that does is that buys you another year. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
so shortly after that, my head coach got fired, Jeff Fisher got fired. So we just trying to finish the season. And this is all stuff as a rook, like, bro, I don't even know what's going on. Like, I always tell people, like, bro, it was for the first, we in LA,
Hmm.
so we had just moved. That was the first year. So
Yeah.
we in like containers. Like,
Yeah.
we ain't in no NFL locker room. Like, we playing at
Yeah.
the Coliseum.
Hmm.
Like, my preseason, I was telling people the preseason, I was getting dressed in like a janitor's closet. Like for a fact, it's about
In the
10 or 11
NFL.
of us in a janitor's closet, bro. Like you talking about getting it out the mud. Like I'm talking, wasn't even feeling like I'm a part of the team. But
Yeah.
again, I'm so blinded. Like I'm about to make this. Like this ain't
Yeah.
nothing. It's just a little stepping stone.
Yeah. No, that it takes a lot of focus and laser. It takes a lot of laser focus. Two things, yeah. That laser focus helped you to separate yourself, and then it also helped you to be prepared when the opportunity. It's like the opportunity meant
Yep,
preparation,
for
and you're
sure.
just able to parlay that and to continue, your journey, forever. How long I yeah, I think that's really dope. So after your
Uh-huh.
first year, and then like were you on the active roster going into your second year with the Rams?
Yeah, no. So going into after that year, everybody, the whole coaching staff got fired.
Okay, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
and with the Rams. So I started off with them again, went through OTAs. So that's the McVay era,
yeah.
and
Okay.
I ball, bro. Like number one throughout the preseason, like ball, bro. And they end up releasing me. He told me, and this me and him still have a good relationship. It was like, yeah, we like you, we really like you, but one, they want to put you on a practice squad. We looking for a smaller corner. But I
Mm,
told him I don't want you on a practice squad. I feel like you can go play somewhere else. So I
mm,
appreciated him genuinely for that. But that was tough though, because I that was my love out there, being
Yeah.
my first place. And my defensive coordinator, who got fired with the Rams, he had went to Cleveland,
Mhm.
so he knew what I could do, and he know I knew his scheme. So he's on the waiver wire, he picked me up, and I'll ship my whole car. That everything I got was in my Charger, bro. Shipped it out to Cleveland, and we're gonna try it again.
Yeah, I mean, it's like night and day though. It's like you go from bright and sunny LA,
Literally,
and then you
I
go
didn't
in.
even I didn't even have a jacket. I didn't even own a jacket when
Oh
I when I
man.
when I went out to Cleveland, bro.
Yeah, nah, and you definitely gonna need a jacket out in Cleveland,
For
man. But
sure.
obviously you play for multiple teams, so you know what it feels like to get cut. But that I don't. A lot of people won't ever really fully understand what it feels like to get cut from a team. So, like, if you had to describe what was that feeling like of getting cut, how would you describe it?
It's like your first like it's like heartbreak for real. Like
Yes.
because it's just something you're not used to it. You coming from the wherever, like the top, you was the top of where you was at to now
Yeah.
somebody telling you you're not good enough, and it's a hard pill to swallow. That's why some people chase for so long
Yeah.
afterward, because it's like I can't believe this, because
Yeah.
it's a tough one.
Yeah, no, it is. It's very tough. So you went from the Rams to the Browns, and so like your career with the Browns, and then after that with the Giants. How long was those two stints?
The Browns was a whole year.
Okay.
The Browns was a year, and I was active the whole year. We were terrible. We were terrible, bro. And again, I wore so much of that as a young 23-year-old, 24. Whole time, it's like, nah, this is just a bad organization. Like,
Yeah,
we aren't being put in a position to win. I came there as a second year. I'm in my second year. I feel like I'm the OG because
yeah,
we so young. The roster was put together terrible, terrible. And we drafted Miles Garrett. We drafted Deshaun Kaiser, but come on, bro. Like, we not winning nothing,
yeah,
and that was their plan, to not win nothing, to stockpile it, but
yeah,
sometimes you just get caught in the middle of stuff.
yeah. And that's like I say, it goes back to that business aspect. And then, obviously you got out of there and then you go to the Giants. And then, you know, how long were you on the practice squad with the Giants as well? Or was
Nah,
it
I went straight active with them. I
okay,
went
good.
straight, yeah. So I got cut by the Browns, and then after the season, and then the Giants signed me. They signed me to the active, and I went out there. So now we're going from Cleveland to New York, and yeah, that was a different situation, but
Yeah, yeah.
whatever.
It's
Nonetheless,
it's life, man. But you come all the way from basically from coast to coast. You end up on the
yes.
coast. So that was the last team you played for, correct?
I had a small stint practice squad with the Titans after that.
Okay, with the
Yeah,
Titans.
yeah.
So I guess my next question is like that last time where
hmm
you got cut and there was no callback. There was,
hmm
how was that for you?
So there was callback.
Okay.
There was callback, and I just couldn't answer the call.
Wow.
I was I was tired, bro. Like, I've been going, and I really wasn't checking in with myself.
Wow.
And it's like, bro, I actually don't even want to do this no more. Like, I'm okay with being a normal human being. Like, like
Wow.
I'm just over this shit. Like, and I knew I was over it when I got the call, and I didn't really have no response. I'm like, all right, cool. When is my flight? Like, when do I
Yeah.
leave? Like that, I'm so okay with it. I'm like, I'm cool. Let me know when my flight is,
Yeah.
so I can get the fuck up out of here.
Yeah.
For real.
No, that's real. So like, hey, I mean, I think that's a real perspective though. And I
Yeah.
don't think a lot of guys talk about it, but it's a real thing. You kind of like almost a burnt out at
Oh,
that
for
point.
sure.
It's just because it is. It's a lot like the business
Yep.
aspect of you don't know if unless you're getting guaranteed money, you are
Yep.
probably not guaranteed a position. And so, yeah, that can take you through a lot of mental gymnastics and loops. But like, yeah, I mean, so it, to me, it sounds like you went out on your own terms.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah, you went out on your own terms, and so your last year was 2000 and
It's like 2019.
2019. So
Yeah.
like so I guess that transition from to life after football, how was that? How was that period of rediscovering like who you are? Who is Mike Jordan once he hangs up the cleats?
It was hard,
Yeah,
especially early on because it was just like so much confusion, and I wanted to hurry up and get into something, hurry up and do something, you know.
yeah.
And I said, all right, I'm gonna go the entrepreneur route. Like I don't
Okay.
really want to work for nobody, so let me, you know. So I bought a property, and I'm all right. I'm just gonna be a landlord, and figure out and do some other stuff, and that went cool. Luckily I wasn't too dumb. I can figure stuff out. So got a
Yeah,
property, and shortly after that started a trucking company with my brother.
yeah.
So um, in conjunction, those two, they made sense for me, and it was still a period where I'm like, man, I know what I like to do. I as far as work, I don't know yet, but I know I like to travel. So I took some solo trips. Went to Spain,
Mm.
Costa Rica, Australia, just kind of trying to figure myself out. And I had a good time. I don't know if I really figured myself out, but I had it was a good reset though because I had
Yeah,
never sat down.
yeah.
Like so, yeah,
No, I get that, and I think that traveling does a lot of good things for you. Like especially like when you finish playing, and just kind of helps you to reset, expose you to new cultures, meet
yep,
new people, all these types of different things. But like, I'm sure that something came up. So like for you, when you were doing all that traveling, like, I guess
yep.
what was you learning about who you are?
I was learning that I'm a really curious individual, and I have a desire to learn, but it's what I want to learn. Like I just like,
Yeah,
and that goes back to my talking about school. It's like, bro, I don't really care about the Pythagorean theorem. Like like I'm a lifer. Like I like
yeah,
exploring. Like I love being outside. So it's really just kind of building on that and just continuing to learn.
for sure. Did how was like I guess how was your mental health during this time?
Oh, shot,
Yeah,
shot for sure. Just because of that last stint, it's like
yeah,
I just really kind of walked away. So it's like I don't really know who I am. I don't know what I'm doing. And then I literally made every mistake that they said don't do. I I stopped working out. So I'm like, man, I ain't gotta go to the gym. Like, even though I enjoyed it, but I'm like, I ain't gotta get up
yeah,
at 6 and you feel me? So I'm
yeah.
gonna kick back a little bit. And so what happens is you lose. My homeboy, he called it out. He was still playing. He's like, boy, you lost your football net. And I'm like,
Mm.
damn, like that was the first thing, and then I cut my hair.
Yeah,
So at this point, I'm going through the identity crisis bad,
yeah,
but I'm trying to push through it. And I didn't even realize all these things. Like I'm still trying to like party like a player.
yeah,
And shortly after that, I was talking to this girl at the time, and she's like, "Yeah, I got a therapist. You should try it." And I'm like, "I ain't do that." And I'm glad I did because it opened me up to a whole different world of really
yeah,
self discovery.
yeah, man. Yeah, man. I think that therapy definitely can unlock a lot of things, give you some
Hmm.
tools to help you rediscover yourself, but also put a spotlight on the things you might have been,
Yep,
neglecting for like the past 10, 12 years because football kind of helped you conceal
for
those
sure.
types of things. But for you, so like what did therapy like unlock for you, like in a way that it supports you now?
Um, it unlocked a lot of traumas that I didn't know I had,
Facts.
and stuff that my career even added on to it. So
Mm.
now it's just one of those things where you learn about it and you can't unlearn it. So it's like, man, I'm acting like
Yeah.
this because it is. So now I'm aware of it. So now I got the ability to change how I respond.
Nah, that's real. Do you ever tell anybody, like, not tell anybody, do you ever like, does anybody ever ask you about like, should they do therapy or should they not do therapy?
Oh nah, like you said, I tell people,
Yeah,
especially like the homeboys, like, hey, you should try this.
for
Like,
sure.
because we all go through stuff, you know what I'm saying? And we all got stuff that if we haven't talked about it, probably should have been talked about.
Yeah,
And yeah, so I often suggest it, just to
yeah.
have somebody to talk to.
No, that's a real thing, man. And so like I guess the other part, obviously therapy, it unlocks a lot of cool things. And then you kind of find like a different side of yourself. Like,
Hmm.
is there what like I guess like maybe outside of entrepreneurship, which I think is dope, Are there any other channels or like, things that you have connected with since you finished playing?
Yeah, I love like working with kids. Like I always look at it like I'm just working with the younger me, and the
Yeah.
specific areas, like I probably say like 10 to 16 or something
Okay.
like that. Like because that little age group, I went through a lot at that point. That's why I fell in love with the game because
Yeah.
I knew the game wasn't going nowhere. All I had to do was work hard and so yeah, that's where, that's one thing I realized is that's where my passion lies is really working with, the youth and just kind of helping them develop.
No, that's real. Working with the youth, I can definitely get with that. Like I see sometimes like players they go into like broadcasting or acting or something
Yeah.
like that. Have you ever picked any of that stuff up?
Um, nah, like nah, I don't. It's funny because I've been around those kind of
Okay.
realms, and it's like this is cool, but I don't really want to be in front of the screen like that for real. Like,
Yeah.
I just, yeah, I can have that. Y'all can do that.
Nah, that's real. Sometimes it feels like you have those the direct pipeline. I'm speaking about myself too. I'm a commentator too, so I'm like, it took me there.
Okay.
I like doing it though. So it's just like
Yeah.
it's one of those things you discover. But like when we talk about entrepreneurship and things
Uh-huh.
like that, what advice would you like? Is there knowing the stuff that you know about entrepreneurship? How did football like prepare you for this journey now?
Because it's the same intangibles.
Yeah,
It's the same intangibles, and it took me a while to realize that, like, because when we talk about football and what we've been doing for so long, that we don't think like the rest of the world.
yeah,
Meaning, we gonna outwork whoever. We gonna figure it out. Like some people, the thing that they might have to, some come easy to them, we just gonna work and figure it out. Like just
yeah,
because that's what we've been programmed to do. And it's like, well, you don't have to run away from that. You can use that. Find out how to use that. Even if it's in a corporate setting, you can
yeah.
outwork somebody above you. It's just about your
No,
approach.
yeah, it is. And the thing, yeah, that's the thing. Is like that. The entrepreneurship journey is no joke.
No, it's
it's no,
crazy. You
it's
gotta
no,
be crazy. You gotta be
yeah, just
crazy to
just
really
like
do it.
football, right? You
Yeah,
gotta have to
exactly.
be a little crazy to run into a whole nother man full
And
speed, right? So
I look back at it, I'm like,
yeah.
there's no way I played this sport. Like that's how I look at it sometimes. Like boys be flying around. I'm like, this is actually
Oh.
wild.
Nah, sometimes I look at like the 80s and the 90s, like even before like all these targeting penalties and stuff like that was around. And I'm like, I'm kind of grateful I didn't play in that generation.
For sure. For
I'm
sure.
like CTE served on a platter. It's just like,
Man, they was going after each other, bro.
yeah, it was nuts, man. But like you're right though, you kind of have to have that same type of energy to wake
For
up
sure.
every day, realize I don't know where my next dollar is coming from, but I'm gonna
It's
try to
wild.
create some structure to do it, and then like have the mental intestinal fortitude to be like, snap, rent
Yeah.
is due tomorrow, and I gotta find a
Literally.
way to make this happen, man. But just kind of looking back, we winding down the conversation now, but just looking back throughout your journey, especially like that latter part afterwards, who were some people in your life, I guess, that helped you? Because I'm a firm believer that, like, we can be lone wolves, but it is our community that helps
For
carry
sure.
us, especially like sometimes during those dark times. I always tell younger athletes, I'm like, lean on your community, find somebody.
Yeah.
So, like, when you were going through, your transition, did you have people that kind of helped pull you through and expose you to the next level of things?
Yeah, I would say one being my older brother. He always just kind of been my right hand, as
Yeah,
far as giving me advice, sound advice, and
yeah.
really just showing me by example. And two, my realtor. Like when I
Okay.
first got that property, and he just schooled me, man. Like, and he's
Yeah.
an Asian guy, and I just felt like he just kind of like grabbed my hand, like, here, bro, I got you. Like, I'm gonna help you out with this. Um, as far as he's like, who are you investing with? Like, he was just so thoughtful
Mhm.
and caring, and it was all genuine. Like, I ain't paid him
Yeah.
a dime for nothing. And
Yeah.
he just like looking out for me so much that I'm like, bro, why is this dude looking out for me like this? You know,
Yeah,
inviting me to the crib with the family.
yeah.
And I've always been super appreciative of him.
Yeah, no, it does take that. It's like one of my favorite books is The Alchemist, and I think about like
Mhm.
people that we meet along the way in our journeys that help support us and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
I'm a firm believer like it takes definitely community to help get you up out of those dark times and
for
then be able
sure.
to show you a different way, man. But you know, when I think about this, so when you think about if you were to talk to a player that's kind of navigating that transition right now, leaving the league or leaving college or just in general, sports is over. What advice would you give to them?
It's such a good question because one of my homeboys, he called me recently and said he started asking the questions that I was asking
Mhm.
myself when I was ready to get done, and I heard it in his voice, and I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
I asked him about community, like what is this person saying, what and it sounded like he was getting some sound advice as far as just making sure you don't regret it. Like if this is what you want to do,
Yeah.
that's fine. And I would just tell him make sure he's comfortable with himself as far as the decision he's making. Don't do it. Don't keep playing because of your cousin wanting to go to the game or you thinking you can make this or it's like, bro, how do you feel and what serves you right now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like don't because you get out there half stepping in that game, it don't end
Yeah.
well.
No.
You know what I
Not.
mean?
Yeah. Not at all. It'll definitely get you hurt. So it's like you want to be all the way in if you're gonna do it, right?
You got to. So that was, my biggest piece of advice. Like make sure you're doing it for you.
Yeah.
And, if your feet gonna be in the door, be there.
Yeah.
Worry
All the
about
way
other
there.
stuff later. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. So, like, what is, I guess, so, you have evolved as a human being now. So, what is something that you think people would be surprised to know about
Or surprised to know about me. I would probably say maybe that I can be like really introverted.
Okay.
Like humans just be like too much sometimes, bro. You know. And that's why you say like the acting stuff. I'm like, really, like, that kind of stuff really, it don't really align with me. Even though I'm good
Yeah.
with people, but it's just like too many. It's just like it be a lot, It's just a
Yeah.
lot sometimes.
No, I definitely get that. You got to be able to create. Yeah, they need your recharge. I'm a fellow introvert
Oh,
myself. It's just like
bro,
I love some me time. It's like
yeah,
that me time is everything, and it's just like, but it gives me the strength to be able to come and interact with people
for
in an
sure.
authentic way. So couple of last questions for you. When it comes to like taking care of yourself, recharging, how do you do that? Like, how do you recharge or and take care of yourself?
I like to go for walks and I go for a hike.
Yeah,
I love being out in the woods and the sticks and stuff like that. And I try not to really lean on too much like physical exercise, but that's kind of been, that just make me feel good, and
yeah.
I'm kind of in my running phase now.
Okay.
So that makes me feel good and really just kind of resting. Like I'm really being okay with resting now because I had a problem with that
Mhm.
early on because it was just like our mindsets, like
Yeah,
I'll sleep later. Like I got to figure this out, especially as an
yeah,
entrepreneur. It's like shit, that
yeah.
sleep ain't gonna pay the bills, so let me figure it out.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. That resting, man. I think I've been working through that myself, man, as
Yeah,
of recently. Of just like I realize I've been in a space where I've just been doing, doing, doing. And
yeah,
it's like, man, I feel like a human doing, not a human being. And it's like I gotta tap back in to just moving from a rested place. Cause sometimes you gotta allow things to settle in before it can grow, right? And it's
for
like if I'm
sure.
always trying to make something change, I'm gonna stress myself out, burn myself out. And it just reminded me of the times of like, when I was playing the game, I can't, I might be in the weight room today, but that
Uh-huh.
doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna be lifting 400 tomorrow, right? It's
Right,
just gonna take
right.
time. It's just gonna take time. That's really all it is. But no, that's real. I'm glad that you brought up that aspect of rest because that can be a real hard thing
It's
for
real
a lot of people in general.
for sure.
Yeah, man.
And
So
not feeling bad about it, and
yeah, no shame about it. Ain't no
yeah.
shame in resting at all. So uh last question for you is this: the book of Mike Jordan, when it's all closed, right? Every day I feel like we writing our own chapters in our books.
Yep.
So when it's all said and done, when you close this book called Life, what is one takeaway you want people to be able to get from your story?
Um, that I was really selfless and cared about others, cared about people, especially really pouring back into the youth and specifically young boys that look like myself.
For sure. For sure, man. And I think that's a noble thing too. And so like I wish you the best in your journey and continue to do that, man. I really appreciate you being on this call. Like I said at the beginning, I always enjoy reconnecting with D2 guys and hearing their
Yeah,
stories because it's night and day
yeah,
compared to some of Division I counterparts and things like
yep,
that. So, your journey was a purpose, and I'm glad that you are in a space where you have learned more about who you are outside the game, but
yeah,
most importantly, being able to pour back into youth and things of that nature.
for sure, for sure. No doubt, man. I appreciate you having me on for sure.
Absolutely. How can people get in touch with you? Like, I guess, are you on social media? If you want to
Yep,
shout that out, go ahead.
yep. Instagram, Mike_Jordan41, and same thing for Twitter. Those are pretty much the only two I'm on. So yeah.
Got you. Is there anything that you got coming up in the thing? Is there anything that anybody should be on the lookout for from you? Or
Yeah, yeah. I'm working on a summer camp down
okay,
here in Texas, specifically Houston, and I'm really working on building it out as we speak. Getting my the coaches I want as far as trainers, and looking at like a 2-day camp with some of the better trainers. Looking to get some of my I know a couple college coaches, so I really wanted to more so be scaled to like a college recruiting type event,
okay.
with multiple different levels. And yeah, man. So that's the next play.
Absolutely, man. Definitely let me know, and I'd love to promote that, share that, however I can support you if you need. If I can support you, be in need of you, let me know.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that, brother.
But yeah, man, I appreciate you being on the Journey Line podcast once again, man, and we'll definitely stay in touch.
No problem. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Peace.